playground.
Hooray!
Subscribe, support, and check out all new episodes on the SBKshow.com.
SBK!
Bangers, welcome to the SBK Show. I'm your host, SBK. The website is thesbkshow.com. Thank you for listening, thank you for supporting, and thank you for tuning in. Welcome to episode 11. I hope it's 11. It might be 12. If this ain't 11, man, then it's 12. If this ain't 12, then it's 11. Thank you for listening to the Soul Brother Kevin Show. I'm your host, Soul Brother Kevin, recording this in York, Pennsylvania. Yes, you heard me right. York, Pennsylvania. I don't know what they do here in York. I don't know if it's the home of the peppermint patty, nor did I care enough to try to figure it out. A lot of times I figure out that if you stay in the truck, then you don't know how much the city around you sucks. The truck is the constant, and the truck is the way that I have the truck. So when I shut the curtains, I'm wherever I want to be, but I never am where I want to be. Okay, so let's just get right into it. So now I've gone from being a radio personality for 20 years to being a truck driver since January 31st. So what says it? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and now we're here in September. So almost 8 months I've been a truck driver. Let me tell you, it's everything I thought it would be, but a whole lot more of what I didn't think it was. Here's the thing. Driving the truck, although a truck can be intimidating, you're driving next to one, it can be something that you're afraid of. A lot of people hate trucks, and I understand. They either think the truck's going to run them over, or they're too busy on their damn cell phone to notice that there's a truck trying to merge over to their lane. Either way, they're going to hate the truck. I can just say this. There is no truck that you will ever see on the road that wants to hit you. No matter what you do, no matter they had to swerve and put their own life and other people's lives in jeopardy because you were talking on your cell phone while you were doing 85 miles an hour, and that was the time you needed to be paying attention to the traffic around you, but you were on your cell phone. And let me tell you, spoiler alert, what you were texting was trash. It was worthless. It was worthless, considering the risks that you pose to yourself and other people. However, I just sound like an old-ass truck driver. Here's the thing. People that drive trucks, they do it for a living. And they have a CDL license, which allows them to drive the big truck. And apparently they're going to do that safely. Last thing they want to do is hit anything or anybody. They have one thing on their mind. That is getting to their next delivery or pickup on time and in a safe manner. They don't want to hit you. They don't. You might have some bad truck drivers out there, but they don't want to hit anybody because that puts their license in jeopardy. That puts their livelihood in jeopardy. If you lose your CDL, you lose your livelihood. So they don't want to hit anybody. So you can get that notion out of your head. However, I don't really feel like when I'm on the highway, I don't really feel like I'm driving to protect myself as much as I am watching for people making horrible decisions and trying to avoid them. Because when you get mad at me because you think I cut you off, I can't stop on a dime. So when you pull in front of me and slow down, guess what? I got 80,000 pounds. I'm going to win every time. And to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to even feel it when I hit you and your car goes flying off the road. Unfortunately, I won't. And the worst part of it, it'll be a bunch of paperwork and it'll waste me my time and everything. But not really, because I'll just call dispatch and tell them what happened. And then, they'll ask me a bunch of questions, a bunch of paperwork, a bunch of pictures, a bunch of statements, a bunch of time wasting. I won't get to deliver my load, but they'll take that load off of me and give me another load, and I'll keep rolling. And you'll be like, man, I hope the Lord is with you, or whoever you feel like need to be with you. That's some sort of high power that can help you come to grips with what you was doing, thinking that you was going to cut in front of a truck driver, slow down, and he had time to stop, and then boom, there you go. So, truck drivers don't want to hit you. And, I just see driving differently now that I drive for a living. And when I say that it's been a lot of what I thought it was going to be, I said for 20 years on the radio that if I ever got out of radio, I would get into a truck. Now, that's exactly what I did. Do I regret it? No, I don't regret it. I thoroughly enjoy the good parts of trucking. I enjoy when I am on the road, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm alone with my thoughts. Being alone with my thoughts is very important to me. The way my personality is and the way that I am, I need to be alone a lot. I don't need to be around a lot of people. I don't need to be around a crowd. I can be around strangers, but I like to pick and choose, and most importantly, limit the time where I have access to a lot of people and they have access to me. Maybe that'll change, but I've always been pretty much a loner. I've pretty much always been the guy. I might show up, but I'm not going to stay long. Not because I think I'm better than you, not because it's because it takes a lot of energy from me being around people and being in a crowd or whatever. Well, if I'm in a crowd of people by myself, I can be good, but parties, get-togethers, I have a little social anxiety with that. But I think a lot of that was brought on by the career that I chose. But now that I'm in trucking, I may get in some social situations that may be different because I don't have much interaction with people. Truck driving is a lonely business. You wake up in the morning and you open that truck door, you're at a truck stop, the first thing you're going to smell is piss. I don't care where you are. Another thing, you're going to have to realize that for the most part, if you're over the road or even regional, for the most part, you're not going to see anyone that you know that day. All of your interactions are going to be with strangers, and they're going to be far and few in between. And so if you think about that for a moment, it's like, for me, how I measure a good day or a bad day is if I had an opportunity to take a shower that day. A shower is not guaranteed. Out here on this road, a shower is a luxury. I never know when I'm going to take a shower. Now, a clean shower? Man, I'm just talking about taking a shower. I ain't going to guarantee you that thing going to be clean. It may be doable, but I'm wearing the shower shoes. I'm walking in there 360 degree Lysoling, up, down, side to side, front, back, all that. Like, man, I don't play around. I get in there, I take my shower, and I leave. But as I record this right now, I do not know if I'm going to be able to take a shower tonight. Now, that might be a deal breaker for some people, but to be honest with you, half time, I don't know what day of the week it is or the date. It's a meat grinder. You are always under the gun to do what you have to do to get places on time. If a truck driver is successful, it's not because he's good at driving the truck. It's because he's good at time management. This is all time management. And the better you are at thinking outside of the box when it comes to how to utilize your time, that's even more important. Like right now, I'm on a 30-minute break. You have a DOT mandatory 30-minute break for every, 8 hours that you work? Or, I don't know. You have to take a 30-minute break every 8 hours of driving. Now, the driving clock, that's a whole different thing. I'm going to attempt to explain it to you in a really poor way really quick. You have a 70-hour work clock. And I know a lot of for the week. And I know a lot of you say 70 hours a week. Yeah. And trust me, you need all 70 of them. All right. When you start your week, you have 4 time increments that are measured, but they're all one clock. You have a 70-hour work clock, which counts down. Then you have a 14-hour on-duty clock. The maximum that you can work in one day legally is 14 hours. In that 14 hours, you have an 11-hour drive clock. So basically, you have 14 hours to drive for 11 hours. Those other 3 hours may be waiting, maybe waiting to get loaded, maybe waiting to pick up a trailer, maybe waiting to get unloaded. But that clock will stop while you're getting unloaded because you're off duty. So you have 2 statuses, 3 really. Either you're off duty, and off duty means that you are not driving, truck is not moving. You are off duty taking a 10-hour break because once you're done with your 14-hour clock, you have to take a mandatory 10-hour break before you can move the truck again. You can be on duty driving, on duty not driving. On duty not driving is I back my truck into a dock and then I'm waiting on them to load the truck. That's on duty not driving. But then some people might put themselves off duty when they waiting to get loaded. Hey, I ain't getting into what people do out here. I'm just saying the clock is very complicated. Then you have your 30-minute DOT break clock that starts with 8 hours because you have to take a 30-minute break within those 8 hours. It's wild, though, man. It's pretty wild how all of that works together. And then after you run down your 70-hour clock, you have to take a mandatory 34-hour break. Unless you run off of recaps. Recaps are if you don't work those entire 14-hour shifts, if you don't drive your entire 11-hour shift, the time that you drive comes back to you at the end of the cycle. I know it sounds crazy and a lot of people don't understand it, let alone can explain it, including myself. I just kind of know what it is, but I also have a clock that I'm looking at where you can kind of see where your hours are, when you're going to run out, what you're going to get back. Most companies require you to run off recaps. If you run off of recaps, your hours are rolling and you get enough time built in there break-wise where you don't have to take a 34-hour reset because they don't want you to reset. They want you to keep rolling. It is a meat grinder. And by meat grinder, I mean your schedule is tight. It ain't like they playing the shit with a lot of leeway. That's why I always tell people, man, when you're a truck driver, you might be in a lot of different places and you're not traveling. You're working. So I might be 20 miles outside of New York City like I was 2 days ago in Newark, New Jersey. Anyway, fuck New Jersey. Yo, if you from New Jersey, then I understand why you got out. But if you from New Jersey, go the fuck back. Had a horrible time in New Jersey. New Jersey's almost worse than Tennessee. We'll talk about that later. Yo, they schedule the shit so tight and they schedule in a way where everything has to go right for you to get on time to your delivery. But what you compromise, what I've come to find out, is yourself. You may do things to skirt by your 30-minute break, which you really need if you're driving 10 hours a day. But they pack it. The pickup and delivery times are scheduled in a way in which they hope that nothing goes wrong. And let me tell you what can go wrong. 2 variables in trucking that you cannot control: traffic and weather. So when I say traffic, I'm going to say you're driving down the street and my truck is governed. Most trucks are governed at certain things. My truck is governed at 67 miles an hour. So if I'm on an interstate, which is most of them are 70 miles an hour, there's no way I can ever be speeding. Just no way. It's just something I don't even think about. Unless you're in a construction zone and the traffic goes down to 55 miles an hour, yeah, then you can be speeding. But if everything's good and it's 70, man, I can't be speeding because I'm only doing 67. Now, when I say traffic, I'm also talking about the road in the sense of if you're going up a mountain and you're carrying heavy weight like me, I'm at like 75,000 pounds right now. When I'm going up an incline on a mountain, I might be doing 35 miles an hour top. So you got the whole trip planned in the GPS, and GPS act like you going the max speed limit on the road at all times, but you're not. So I can't start a trip on the interstate, lock it down at 67 miles an hour, and drive 67 miles an hour for any long period of time. It varies. Sometimes you're going slow. You got to account for the fact that the road might be in construction. It may go down to one lane or come to a complete standstill for 45 minutes. All of that has to be factored in. There's no such day as a perfect day on the road. It's just so rare when everything clicks. Then you have a human element of the people at not truck stop, but the people at your shipper or receiver. So let me give you a perfect example. You want to get to your receiver early. You have a load. It has a hard appointment window at 8 a.m. You get there. Man, you might get there at 6:30. You might get there at 7, a whole hour before your appointment. So you get there at 7. You wait in the waiting area until your appointment time. Your appointment time's at 8, but the last dude might have got there late, and the dude before him might have got there late, and they're working everybody in. So now you're there an hour early for an 8 o'clock appointment, which does not start unloading you till 10 o'clock. Now, if you have to wait too long, they will pay you something for that. It's called detention pay when you're waiting at the delivery longer than expected. But there ain't no substitute for rolling. If the wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. That's a saying. And the thing is, all this little detention pay, this $50, $100, all of that, none of that pales in comparison to what you really want to do is drive. Now, if you want to drive, that's what you signed up for. All this other shit that's in between, it's just shit you have to put up with. You may get somewhere and they may say, oh, you here at 8 o'clock? Well, we're down. The staff is down today. People didn't come in to work, so you're going to have to wait. You might wait 2 hours before they can unload you, and then that might take an hour for them to unload. And God forbid a break come up during that. They will stop unloading your truck, go do whatever they do, and come back and continue to unload you. And you go, whoa, you got all this extra time. You can record a podcast. Yeah, that's what I thought. Until there's a difference in knowing how long you're going to wait and somebody telling you and just getting there and just wondering what's going to happen at any second. You might be getting unloaded or you might be taking a nap and then something might happen and truck rumbling because they unloading the truck. It's all kind of just crazy things that happen that keep you from doing what you want to do, and that's just drive. Now, I've had everything you can think of happen, every scenario you can think of where you get there and you say, I got a 4 o'clock appointment. You get there at 3 o'clock and they go, your 4 o'clock appointment for today has been pushed back. Oh, okay. It's been pushed back to when? Oh, tomorrow at 4. Tomorrow at 4. So that's 24 hours you got to wait. You call your dispatch, you tell them, hey, they pushed my appointment 24 hours. You know what they're going to do? They ain't going to tell you to wait. They're going to be like, all right, cool. And then they're going to take that load from you and give it to somebody else who can come the next day. And they're going to put you on a load that you can get that day so you can keep rolling. So you never have as much downtime as you think. Matter of fact, I was in Newark, New Jersey. Back to New Jersey. Fuck New Jersey. Man, some of the most mean-spirited, evil people I've ever encountered in my life. The people drive nuts. They drive like they don't give a fuck that you got an 80,000 pound truck and you can run them the fuck over and knock their ass out of New Jersey into Pennsylvania. They don't care. They ain't gonna let you in. They ain't trying to let you in. It's a cluster fuck because they caught. And then one guy tell me, man, yeah, that's how we learn to drive. You got to be aggressive. And I'm like, it's just no decency, no leeway. They don't give a fuck about you being a trucker or what you delivering. It's all about them, and everybody is aggressive, very aggressive. And it's nonstop you avoiding idiots. And that's what trucking is when you're on the road. It's you trying to compensate for people that are making horrible decisions with a heavy vehicle going on the road, and if I have to stop, it's going to take me like a football field to stop because I got so much weight behind me that it makes it harder for me to stop. And if you ain't paying attention, it's me helping you not make a bad decision that's going to kill you and your entire family. And like I say, I won't even feel it. All it's going to be is some paperwork and a long day for me sitting there waiting, and then it's going to be your fault. You did. You might sue and your family might get some money, but guess what? You did, and I got cameras. So if you do some dumb shit, it's going to be on the camera, then that shit all on you. And then you probably dead or dismembered or disfigured or looking crazy around here. So I don't really know what to tell y'all. But with all that being said, you're like, well, damn, if it's like that, Kevin, why did you do it? Oh, man, I love it. I love being on the road. I just don't like the extra. And there's no way you can get into the job without, the extras. You got to take the good and the bad. So when it comes to certain things, like, all right, let's just start in the morning. What do I do in the morning? I wake up. If I feel it, if I have time, I'll cook some breakfast. I have everything that I need in my truck. I have a microwave, and my microwave is also a convection oven, and it's also an air fryer. So I can cook all kind of things in that. I also have a electric skillet that I plug in. It gets hot enough to cook like eggs and hot enough to cook meat and different skillet combinations. I cook a lot of skillet stuff because I got the skillet. Like I can grill a steak on there too. So I'll grill steak, I'll grill chicken breasts, I'll do that. And, since you're driving and sitting for like 10 hours a day, you want to be healthy because it's easy to eat bad when you're on the road because truckers don't have a lot of time to pull over, but they do have a lot of time to since you can't pull over, I can eat a salad if I could pull over and eat the salad. And you can't eat a salad while you're driving, but you can eat a slice of pizza. And the pizza's at every truck stop, and it's better than you think. Also, hot dogs, all kind of shit. All the shit that you can eat in your hand while you driving is bad for you. And if you keep doing that, then all of a sudden you roly-poly, rumbling, stumbling, getting up out the truck. I try to eat good. I have, man, sometimes you're just so frustrated, you're so tired, you grab that pizza and slide. But other times you try to overcompensate for that. So in the morning, my breakfast most of the time is oatmeal, and I'll go to Walmart. Every trucker goes to Walmart. Not because we love Walmart, but because Walmart is one-stop shopping, and Walmart also has parking for a truck. That's the key. You pass a lot of shit that you like Starbucks. I can't get my truck in a Starbucks parking lot, so you don't get Starbucks. So I got a coffee maker in here with a little K-cup deal. I make my own coffee. That also stops me from pulling over to get coffee, which takes time. I have back to the cooking. So I'll do oatmeal, I'll do a green drink, and then I'll keep it moving. And then I'm not really hungry, and I don't really eat a lunch. I'll eat breakfast, and then I eat dinner. Dinner, a lot of times, I do a lot of stir fry. I get vegetables and stuff, and then I'll grill some protein to go with it, whether it's chicken, whether it's steak or shrimp or something. And I eat a lot of stir fry. Never gets old to me. I can freak that stir fry and make it taste however you want it to taste. But it's just something I can just eat over and over again. Sometimes I'll eat rice and beans and some protein and then a salad. I eat a lot of salads. I try to do fresh fruit for snacks instead of other stuff. I'll eat some nuts every now and then. But I'll do a banana. I'll do an orange. I don't do an apple because when I eat apples, it make my throat itch. I think I'm allergic to apples. That's the itching. But I'll do that. I'll do some grapes. I just try to keep it healthy with the snacks. Maybe sunflower seeds, maybe some pistachios or some nuts or something, unsalted. But it's just a struggle. And when you get frustrated, all that shit go out the window and you're going to slam a goddamn slice of pizza up in this. Hey, look, man, you got to do what you got to do. But I really hate New Jersey. I found myself in New Jersey last week in Newark. The highlight of that trip was coming around the corner as I entered the city of Newark, and then boom, you see the New York City skyline. Now, I thought I was going to be doing a 34-hour reset in Newark. I was supposed to do a 34-hour reset in Newark. I can't even explain to you all the bullshit that went with me being in Newark and how I thought I was going to be in Newark doing a 34-hour reset, but I ended up in York, Pennsylvania, doing a reset in a Walmart parking lot. I ain't even mentioned the fact that I don't never see no black people nowhere I go, but that's cool because it ain't like I'm trying to hang out. It's just like sometimes I like to see black people somewhere to know that, like, I don't know, like what y'all did with all the black people here. You know, where they at? Did y'all eat them? I'm really concerned about getting ate. Sometimes I think if it's just all white people and I'm the only black person for miles and miles and days in various states, I just think sometime when I pull over, they might pull me out and eat me. But that's just me. Sometimes I be in the truck too much with my thoughts all alone. And you do all of this. And so the off time that you get, you always get a 10-hour break every day. And then after you run your 70-hour clock out, you get a 34-hour reset. It ain't 48 hours, it's 34 hours. So it's 24 hours off, and then the other 10 hours, well, it's just like a regular work night because you got to sleep, and you get 10 hours for that. So you also have a thing called home time. Since I'm all over the country and my home is in Florida, then you can put in for home time where you go and they'll route you and give you a load that'll take you towards home. So you're getting paid to go home, and then you get paid when you leave. But when you're there, you don't get paid. That's home time. So the home time looks like this. Excuse me. And this is pretty standard. You will get 1 day off for every week that you work. So if you work 4 weeks in a row, you get 4 days off. You can go out for as little as 2 weeks and get 2 days off or work, but it resets on you. So once you work for 2 weeks, and you get the 2 days off, then it resets, and then you got to work 3 weeks to get 3 days off or whatever. I like to be running for a whole month. That way you make some money, because you make money on the road, you spend money at home. That's just how the shit goes. But you try to like work for a month and get 4 days off. Because if you do 2 days, let me tell you what 2 days off look like. 2 days off look like you get home, you're tired, you might have friends and family that want to do stuff, but you don't want to do nothing but like something regular, like take a shower or sleep in a bed or just do nothing or watch some TV because you don't get to watch TV, or just hang out. You don't want to really go skydiving or spelunking. You just want to like sit down and just not have to move, and especially not have to drive, because driving a car is weird after you've been driving a truck. You'll never be the same again. So what you want to do on them little 2 days off, man, soon as you get out the truck, you get home, the first thing you want to do is wash your clothes, because you don't have no clean drawers no more. But nobody know that because you're in the truck by yourself. The second thing you want to do is wash your ass. You want to take a long shower, and you want to wash off the filth like somebody touched you who didn't want to touch you. And then what you want to do is you want to sleep, and you want to sleep without an alarm clock and not be on a schedule and not have to do anything. Then you want to do some simple shit like cook your own food in the kitchen, or you want to go get some crabs or eat something that you can't normally eat, or go to your favorite restaurant. And then you probably want to have a decent drink, because drinking while you're on the road, even in your downtime, there's laws and rules and shit that you got to follow about drinking. And you don't want to be upside down drinking. You don't want to be hungover when you're out here on the road, and you don't want to do nothing that's going to put your CDL in at risk. Weed, forget about it. You can't smoke no weed, because all these companies, they do piss tests and hair follicle tests, and they don't give you no warning. And even if you did have a warning on the piss test, yeah, you probably could beat a piss test, but let me tell you what your ass can't beat. You can't beat no goddamn hair follicle, No, you cannot. If you know how to do it, holler at me, but you can't do it. And plus, I'm over the weed. I'm past the weed. Yeah, I miss it a little bit, but not to the sense where I want to jeopardize my career. You know, I had to grow up a little bit. I got fat and happy being in radio and being able to smoke weed all day and get on the air and drink liquor and not liquor. Let's not say liquor. Have a drink and wild out and loose and all that kind of shit. But that shit's behind me now. And I don't miss any of that. I actually enjoy working. I work more now than I've ever worked in my life, and I feel good. I feel a sense of accomplishment. I feel like I'm on a mission, and the mission is to buy my own truck, because until you own a truck, you're really at the mercy of somebody else who don't know you. They don't know anything about you. They don't know your character. The people you talk to on the phone that send you on the loads and do all the scheduling for you, they've never met you. So their default position is to treat you like somebody who's trying to get out of work, which I don't understand, because this job, like on other jobs, it's all about work. Even when you're not at work, it's all about work. Like right now, I'm recording this podcast at the expense of getting sleep, but I figured out I need 7 hours of sleep a night, or like they lay here for 7 hours to be able to drive 9 to 10 hours every day. Anything less than that, and I might put myself in a situation where I'm tired on the road. Can't be tired on the road, because then you're dangerous and you might wipe out a whole family who's on their way to Disney World for the first time. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to be that guy. You see this shit, you got to get your sleep. It's not negotiable. You can't be up arguing with people, doing bullshit on Twitter, doing bullshit on the social media. You have to shut down and get your sleep. Matter of fact, when I finish this podcast, I'm going to shut my ass down and I'm going to get some sleep. Oh, by the way, now I'm recording this part of the podcast. I am right outside of Columbus, Ohio. Tomorrow I'll be in Indiana dropping my load. Then I'll be going somewhere else, but I don't know because I didn't look. I focus on what's at hand, and that's the next load. Got to be there by 5 o'clock tomorrow. And from where I'm at now, it looks like I will get there about probably about 2 p.m. So I got plenty of time. I'm ahead of schedule. And the key is you always want to get there ahead of time so you can turn around and get the next load. That's what it's all about. If you telling me that you're going to take the load 2 days from now and I get there a day early, guess what? I'm pulling up and I'm trying to see if you can take this load early, because the sooner I can get rid of this load, I can put it in the system. You get paid. I'm sorry. That's me. I get paid. And then I can move on to the next load and get paid and get all of those paychecks from these different loads in before the work cycle ends, which would be for me Sunday at midnight. Everything I get from Sunday at midnight for that week goes into Sunday at midnight. I get paid for the following Friday. And then after Sunday at midnight, everything from that, you go all the way through the week to Sunday at midnight. And that's how it goes. I covered cooking. I can cook pretty much anything I want in the truck, and I have. It's almost like I'm in an apartment. So I don't really lack on the food thing. I lack on the time and the interest to cook the food, because sometimes you got a refrigerator. Oh, I do have a refrigerator and a freezer full of food, but you've been driving and you're so damn tired, you don't even want to cook no food when you get off, let alone wash your ass. We'll talk about washing your ass in 3, 2, 1. Washing your ass. Well, I said that a shower is a luxury and it's the highlight of your day. Sometimes you don't feel like getting out the truck after you've parked. You just want to you so tired, sometimes you don't even want to eat. So here's what a shower looks like to me. I went to Walmart, like every trucker does. We live in Walmart. They should respect us and give us a trucker's discount. Every trucker goes to Walmart. Everyone, trust me, they all go. Target, not so much, but Walmart, definitely. Every trucker goes to Walmart because they just have everything. So I go in there and I get me a 24-pack of hand towels, right? I put them in a Tupperware. I'll pull out the hand towel. I have another little Tupperware. I put it in water. I'll soak the rag. I'm going to call it a rag. I soak the rag in the water, and then I put it in the I'll soak 2 of them in water, and I'll put them in the microwave for 30 seconds. Now I got a hot hand towel, and then I'll use one to kind of like wet my body up a little bit, and then I use the other one and lather up with soap, little squeeze soap. Then I'll wipe myself and lather myself up real good. And then I'll take another hand towel. Then you kind of like get one that's like full of water. You know what I'm saying? Just like the regular, no soap. And then you kind of wipe that off or whatever. And then you wipe off with a towel. The fact that you nuke the water and make the towels warm, that makes it not so like, it ain't shocking. You know, you ain't putting cold water on your balls. You just like doing that. Now, you might call it a bird bath. You might call that a whole bath. You might call that washing your dick in the sink. But yo, that is a bath on a lot of levels when I do that. And yes, I wash my face first, because after that, it's the crevices. And once you get in them crevices, you don't want to put that on your face. I hope y'all know that. I know some of y'all don't care about that. But after you wash your dick and balls, don't put that on your face unless you want dick face. So what I do is I wipe down like that. And that's what I do on the days I can't take a shower. I never go more than a day without taking a shower, but you have to plan for that. Anything you want to do as a trucker, you got to plan for that shit. This shit ain't laid out for you. Nobody gonna tell you, but you'll figure it out real quick. I'm at a truck stop right now. There's showers in there. So when I'm finished doing this, I'm gonna go take me a shower. Good thing about the showers, they have shower attendants that are there 24 hours a day. And before you can go in the shower and the next person just got out, they thoroughly wipe the shower and clean the shower and disinfect it. 9 times out of 10, you're getting a perfectly clean shower. They even mop the floor. Like, they do a whole cleanup, like the person in there had rickets or scurvy or some sort of affliction, some sort of, what they got, the pox, whatever pox that's out right now, whatever Corvette strain that's out right now. Like, they got that shit. They wipe that shit down. We appreciate it. We tip them. It's all good, man. Sometimes, man, that shower's the best thing you get the whole day. The whole day, trust me. Take that shower and sometimes everything all right for like 5 minutes. And then, okay, so that's how that works. Bathroom. Well, I have a 5-gallon bucket that has a toilet seat that latches to the top of it, that has a cover that shuts airtight. What I do is I put kitty litter at the bottom of the bucket. Then I put a trash bag into the bucket. In the trash bag, I put a layer of kitty litter. Now, I was using kitty litter, but then I started using pine pellets. And they look like the same pellets that you put in one of those pellet cooker smoker things. So they expand and they hold moisture. So if you go number 1 in there, it'll expand, hold the odor, and then with the lid shut, you don't smell anything. The truck don't smell like pee and shit. It smells just regular. And I got all kind of shit I be spraying that renews it. You know what I'm saying? But it got all kind of stuff in here. And then then you got the bag, you do your business, you put another layer of the pellets or cat litter or whatever. And then at your next truck stop, which you're going to stop at a truck stop every day because you always need fuel. So you dispose of it in the trash can, you tie it up in a knot, you put another bag in, you keep on going. Reason why I do that, you be like, yo, man, you poop where you sleep and eat. Well, let me tell you, sometimes you might pull up to a shipper and they have no facilities for truckers. No respect, no facilities. You got to wait somewhere 3-4 hours and they don't have a bathroom. They got a porta potty out in the sun that 100 truckers got to use. That ain't happening, bruh. So what I do is I use the facilities in my truck. I bought it for an emergency. Then it became my go-to because, once again, I'm trying to stay to myself. I'm trying not to get in a compromised situation because I already have a compromised immune system. Shit don't stop. I ain't like COVID crazy no more, but I don't want the shit again. And I ain't going to try to get the shit again. So I limit my exposure. I still wear a mask. What you looking at? It's America, bitch. So here's what I do. I use my own facility, so I don't have to depend on nobody. I try to be self-contained, and that is a small price to pay to be able to, I'd rather poop in my truck. My truck is immaculate. It's clean. I'd rather poop in my truck than poop in some of y'all house, because I see how y'all get down, and I don't get down like that, Jack. But, so that's the toilet situation, and that's basically shitting in a bucket. But, I got wet wipes and man wipes and Cottonelle toilet paper. Spare no expense. It's a very luxurious situation. There's nothing glamorous about being a trucker. And the things you hear about truckers, well, some of them are true. There's a lot of foul truckers that have given the trucking industry a bad name. A lot of those old school dudes are getting out, but there's young school dudes that come in and they got bad habits and they weren't trained right. It's like a crazy fine line. I've met a lot of great truckers out here, guys that will help you back in the parks, guys that will help you and spot you and get out in the middle of the road when they see you trying to back into somewhere or go somewhere, and they'll stop traffic for you. You'll never see that guy again. But it's like a brotherhood. And I found that all of the truckers that I've encountered have gone out of their way to help me. And I go out of my way to help people too. And it's a cool thing. I kind of like that. We all doing the same thing. And to a certain point, everybody has something in common. It's a job that pays good money, but you sacrifice everything. You sacrifice seeing your family. You sacrifice birthdays, events, gatherings. You don't want to look at Instagram because everybody having a good time and you can't be there, or you tried to be there, but your company said they're going to have you there on Monday and they ain't had your ass there to Wednesday, and you done missed the whole damn thing. It's crazy, but that's part of the sacrifice. If you guys want to know why I do this, I like the driving part of it. Some of the other stuff I don't like, but you got to take the good with the bad. You can't have the good without the bad. And it does pay good money, really good money, especially if you don't have any bills and you stay in the truck like I do. When I don't want to be in the truck, I take home time. I'll get a hotel. You could probably, stay at a friend's house, or if you're seeing somebody. But that's the thing. That's the thing about it. If you're seeing somebody and you want to see them quite often, then you got to take a job that's going to keep you closer to them. You can get a job that you home every weekend. You can get a job that you home every night. You can get a job that you home every 2 weeks. But the further and further, the more you at home, the less money you earning. Then the shit turn into a regular job. But somebody like me, I don't have no kids, I don't have no wife, I don't have no debt, I don't have no real bills besides my cell phone and storage and eating food on the road. Every time you get paid, you ain't got to pay shit. It's all yours. It's all your money. And that's how you're able to stack it up and run it up real quick being a truck driver. That's the key. Once you go, but I don't have no life. Well, you don't have no life, so you got to have a plan. And let me tell you what the plan is. The plan is to overcome all the bullshit in trucking, and that is to buy your own truck. This podcast shit definitely ain't going to do it for me, because it ain't like, I could see I should start a subscription service or something so I could get paid for doing this, because, man, if I had to depend on y'all motherfuckers, I'd be starving. God damn. But I appreciate all of the donations, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Yes, at Soul Brother Kevin. And if you go to the SBKshow.com, sorry about that. It is, wait a minute. What is my website? The SBKshow.com? Yes, if you go to the SBKshow.com, you will see all of the episodes, listen to all of them. You will also see ways that you can donate to the show. Anytime you donate to the show, I appreciate it. A lot of people donate, it's hit or miss, but it's decent. I can't complain about it, but I think the show is worth at least $2. $2. Give your brother that $2 holler. And it just lets me know I'm going in the right direction. I really appreciate y'all listening. I know this shit was all over the place because I'm all over the place. My brain is fried. I don't know what day of the week it is. I don't know what city I'm in. All I know is I got a load to deliver tomorrow by 5 p.m. I'll be up at 8 in the morning doing a pre-trip, looking over my truck, make sure I ain't got no weak points. Tires, engine, belts, fucking, what do you call those things? All my liquids. Then I'll hit the truck stop, get me some coffee, wash down some oatmeal. I bought some vegan bacon. I already know it's going to be on some bullshit, so I bought some real bacon too. So we're going to see how that go. I'm going to take the Pepsi challenge with that. Then I'll ease on down the road, make this delivery. I got an Amazon load tomorrow. Amazon crazy, I hear. I've never been to Amazon, but we'll see. And then I'll be off to somewhere else. I don't know where that somewhere else is going to be. And that's what I like. I like seeing different things, experiencing different things. Y'all can have mountains and the snow coming. Y'all can have snow. But I like going different places and not seeing the same thing every day. Let's get into this before we leave. Or maybe I should just save that for the next episode of how truckers have reputations of being hoes. I want to talk about truckers being hoes next time. And so, because I got to wind this down so I can, relax and have some time for myself, get my brain right, my mind right, and reinforce the plan of what I'm trying to do out here, and that is save up and buy my own truck, because I don't want to work for nobody. I don't want nobody talking to me crazy and sideways. I don't want somebody having a thumb on me and asking me questions. Now, don't ask me shit. I ain't trying to anybody to say, hey, and I had people calling the show. The reason why I ain't playing none of y'all calls is for some reason my Google Voice number, it won't record messages no more. I gotta investigate that, and I'm probably gonna buy another number so I can have people call in, because I wanted the show to be inclusive and you can call in and I can interact with your calls. I like doing that shit. So we're gonna keep it like that. I ain't gonna give no number out. I'm just gonna give out the SBKshow.com. Put this episode out. And sorry I was rambling and all over the place, but I had a interesting, crazy ass week. I ain't even get into detail on all of that, but as you can hear, any of this stuff, if you're still listening, the shit is crazy. You just all over the place. And me, I'm just a critical thinker and analyzer, and I like being alone with my thoughts because it just helps me just think things through. And I like thinking things through. And a lot of times I prefer my own company to the company of other people. I was thinking about getting a dog, but hell no. Only one person shitting in this truck. So that's what we doing. That's what we have. I appreciate you listening. Sorry the episode was late if it was late, but I think it's right on time. I sure do. I think so. I would give myself $2, and you should too. The Soul Brother Show, the SBKshow.com. It's like, why you jump between Soul Brother Kevin Show and the SBK Show? Soul Brother Kevin Show is what I did on the radio. The SBKshow.com is mine. I own this bitch. Fingers.
SBK!